Hey guys, I'm Abby from Campus Recreation. I work in the Wellness Center on the lower level, and I'm so excited to get you guys well and active while we're all cooped up at home during quarantine. So let's get started. Today I'm going to show you guys a step-by-step on how to paint the painting that you see behind me. It's just a nice sunset over the ocean, very fitting seeing we all go to school in Rhode Island. It's super simple, super easy level. Anyone can do this, and I'm going to walk you through it step by step.
So before we get started, let's talk about what you're going to need. First things first, of course, you're going to need something to paint on. This is just a canvas that I got from the dollar store, but don't feel like you have to paint on a canvas. Even if you have paper or cardboard lying around your house, anything to get your creativity out is going to work. In the painting that we're going to do today, I only use the primary colors plus a white. If you don't have blue, yellow, red, and white, feel free to use whatever you have around your house. You can also do this with markers, colored pencils, crayons. It doesn't really matter. Next, of course, you're going to need cleaning supplies. So you're going to want a cup of water to clean your brushes. And this is just an old dish rag that I used from my kitchen. You're going to want something to mix your paints on. This is just a paper plate. And then of course you're going to want something to paint with. So for this painting, I used a wider brush to be able to fill in the background, and then a smaller one to get in with some of the white details of the waves. But this is a painting that you could do with your hands. So really use anything that you have around the house, even if you end up finger painting. So to start, I'm mixing some blue and white to make a nice light blue to go at the top of the sky. Mixing paints can take a little bit time to get used to, so feel free to practice before we get going. As we make our way down the canvas, you're going to want to add a little white to your blue to make it lighter and lighter as you make your way down. You're going to do this until you get to about the halfway mark of your canvas, and at that point you can just add a line of white. At this point, you're going to add a tiny bit of yellow to the light blue color that you've created. It's going to start to make a greenish blue color. I know it looks a little weird, but it's going to help you transition into the light yellow right below it. So go ahead and put a streak of that right underneath your blue and blend it upward. At this point, add a little bit of yellow and a little bit of white to your color to make it just a slight bit lighter than what's above it, and blend it up like you did before. If you're finding that your paint is starting to dry a tad or that the blending isn't working like you want it to, feel free to just add plain white on top of the colors to help it blend up more smoothly. Now we're going to add even more yellow and more white to make a nice yellow color to go right underneath again. When you've finished adding your yellow, take some of it and add just a tiny bit of red. We're going to make a pinkish orangish color. Go ahead and adjust it to your liking using the white. If you want it to be more pink, add more red, and if you want it to be more orange, add more yellow. After you've finished the bottom color, feel free to go back and remix any of the other colors to brighten them back up. Then you're going to let your paint dry for a little bit so we can start on the waves. For the ocean portion of our painting, we're going to mix a light gray to serve as the base that our waves are going to go on top of. Mix a little bit of blue, a little bit of red, and a little bit of yellow all together, and keep on adjusting the colors depending on what you want your gray to look like. I made mine that was a little bit more of a blue tone, so I added significantly more blue than the other colors, and then lightened it down with a white when I was ready. You're going to want to pick a horizon point for your painting where you want the sky to meet the ocean. I just eyeballed mine, but feel free to use a ruler and a pencil to draw a straight line across your painting where you want them to meet. Make a dark blue color by mixing blue with a small amount of red and yellow. If you find that your color is a little bit too purple for your liking, add some more yellow and some more blue, and it should tone it down to a nice navy blue color. Using this color, we're going to start to make waves. It doesn't have to be perfect in any sense. All you want to do is make them thinner on the sides and thicker toward the middle, peeking upward like triangles. As you go farther back in the painting, make the little triangles slightly smaller to give an idea that you're going off into the distance. The gray paint on my canvas was still wet when I did this, which is what's giving the illusion that they're kind of see-through. If you're doing this on top of dry paint, don't worry about it whatsoever. We're going to add a lot of colors on top, and you can blend out any mistakes that you believe you've made. Now that we have our base of where we want our waves to be, we're going to work backwards from the sunset to show that it's reflecting down onto the water. So first you're going to mix that pinkish orangish color, and you're just going to put streaks here and there in between your waves to show that the pink from the bottom of your sunset was reflecting onto the top of the water. Continuing with the idea that we're working backwards from what we did in the sunset, now you're going to mix that light yellow color again with yellow and white. Add streaks of this color right below the pink waves that you just added in. Now add a little bit of blue to that yellow color to make your light green, and add that right underneath the yellow as you have been before. Lastly, we're going to mix some blue and white to make that nice light blue color that's at the top of your painting. Go ahead and streak that on right underneath the green. If you feel like any colors aren't vibrant enough, or if you think you've made some mistakes, go ahead and remix the colors and put streaks right over what you've already painted. Feel free to also overlap the colors and draw them into each other. Once you have the colors of your ocean looking the way that you like, find the center right at the top and start putting some small streaks of white, spanning them out more and more as you go down like there's a reflection from a sun in the sky. Once you've finished that, add some small white dots wherever you think the sun would hit. Last but not least, to pull the whole painting together, find the midline of your painting and put a little white dot right in between the yellow color and the orangey color. Slowly make it larger to make a small sun in the center of your painting. Once it dries, you are all done and you have a beautiful sunset over the ocean painting to keep for yourself or give to a loved one. I hope you guys enjoyed today, and I look forward to doing more of these with you in the future.